Silencer.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
NP, it's no doubt going to be Slark going safe lane, Centaur's probably going to be going off lane. I don't know if Lena's going to be going middle, but I'm not really a fan of mid Lena. The last time I saw it, I think it was Alliance, and they had the most farmed Lena in the world, and then he got hit by about 2 heroes for about 5 seconds in a team fight, and then he died, and then he brought back, and then he fought again and then died. Not to say anything about the Lena skill, it was just he was playing a Lena, and there's only so much you can do. You can attach lots of items to it, but I think fundamentally it's like one of those heroes, like, not so much, it's like what Weaver used to be. You can get all the farm in the world, but in the end of the day, you're still playing a Weaver. That used to be a thing. But I think probably going to be support Lena. Oh, Coddle is not limited by farm. Coddle is powerful no matter what. Well, he's annoying no matter what. He might not necessarily be powerful. Luna pick from Cole, so I think for the most part, this complexity draft is going to be about starting off the lanes pretty strong. Undora gets a fast mech, Luna gets a fast, well, Helm of the Dawn, Dragon Lance, then Manta, and then they just kind of run at buildings, and it's up to NP to try and stop them. Because Silencer, Rubik, these heroes aren't the most mobile things in the world. They're generally quite good for attaching themselves to a 5-man and then you just kind of throw spells from the back of the cores that are hitting the buildings.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Tinker!
Oh.
Dire team pick.
Alchemist.
Yep. They knew exactly what they wanted, both teams, so main goal of the Tinker, he is going to sit behind the cores. There's going to be a Helm of the Dawn creep somewhere, so he's going to attach himself to the back of that and he's going to be rocketing everyone who wants to defend. So for the most part, Cole are very, very dependent on this laning phase. If it goes poorly, Slark's going to kill everybody, and Alchemist is then going to profit off of the back of that Slark for doing very well. But if Complexity get their early game going well, then Slark is not the best hero against 5-man, and MP have a lot of heroes to go in. They don't really have any heroes that are content just sitting back. They've got Acid Spray, they've got Lena, and that's the limit of their D-push.
What do you think about the Tinker Alchemist matchup? Because you're asking for Complexity to get a lot done in the early game. You know, Rubik, Silencer, these seem like heroes. It's like they're going to help to get a lot done in that lane that they're going to be committed to. So if they want to be winning the majority of the early game, that means Tinker's going to have to come out on top. To the end, the Alch?
Constantly running, as you can see. So, and also, they have a Centaur who's going to be pretty hard to zone out. Starts with Poor Man's Shield. If both supports aren't there hitting him, then the Luna's going to get pressured quite a lot. So, if Cole supports get forced to the bot lane, then that leaves a lot of room for SVG and Rose to, well, run at Cancel. And last game, Cancel didn't really get attacked that early on, but he can die like at level 1 or 2 just from the Lina stun. Because Tinker is not the best hero in the world at getting ganked.
Yeah. Definitely it would either be Rose being in tune with the hero to kind of get that setup with the stun, or yeah, roaming around hanging with what could be his butt SVG on those setups. If they get to a point when, say, Owie's not going to need some extra assistance, they could move around and really do a number onto Complexity's early game. So we'll see if they fall back on or not. MP dish out the early smoke movement here, and now kind of reside in Complexity territory. They've been able to get down what looks like a couple of classic wards here. One to scout out the offlaner, already dropped one down, and then one nice deep one over here to see possibly any early laning movement. But not going to really warrant them any sort of early first blood, it would appear. So we'll see how the lanes do break up here. For now, it seems like they're going to let Z-Freak kind of up to his own devices, or at least go to the off lane and hang with what looks like could be a monkey's dual off lane.
Yeah, it's just going to be...
Yeah, well,
Rubik realize I don't think they can do very much to this bot lane. They're going to start off with the Bane and Lina here, just to make sure the Luna doesn't get a very good start. I really want to give Centaur the 1v1 matchup, just to make sure that he has a really, really good start, because, yeah, Centaur gets a fast blink. I don't think Cole will have that much counter initiation if he gets it really fast. Like, sure, they'll have silence, but once the stun's already gone out, it's pretty difficult.
This aggro setup is going to be a bit frustrating for NP. Moo has to just continue to wait, and already SVG is not going to be allowing the support staff to do a whole lot with the lane mitigation, or at least the equilibrium of the creeps. And he's been able to pull half at least. Better than nothing, at least, for Complexity to be able to kind of get the wave closer. But this is Owie's lane now, and it's on Complexity to kind of change things up, because that means that this top lane setup is just the battle of the boys here. Centaur versus Underlord.
I think as Complexity get more levels, they'll be more and more content to take this in a Tribe. And I think both of these 1v1s favour Complexity. I think I would want to be the, well, Pit Lord in this matchup far more than I'd want to be the Centaur. And also, well, Cancel is getting run under his tower, but he's massively ahead in CS. Envy with 1-0 versus 6-6. And Cancel's also got a wave under his tower to farm, which means...
There is Z-Freak nearby too.
This is going very well for Cancel.
I mean, his last game where Cancel almost got a little too far ahead of himself when he was playing the Alchemist and kind of handed over that kill to Envy early on. This time, obviously, let's go for a better head start. And what is Complexity's last show, of course, here in StarSeries. Both these teams, it's the last showing in the qualifier, but things still looking pretty nice as Owie's moving up the charts at CS. And you look at, you know, Moo on the other side, and he only has 5 CS to his name.
Yeah, it's just they need to help these 1v1s. I think they might just lose the early to mid game just on the back of these 1v1 matchups. Like, they need to move the Bane Lina around, but they're basically paralyzed by doing this aggressive tri-lane. Because if they leave the Slark alone here, he's not going to be able to do anything. So they need to get a lot out of this, like, tri-beat. I think what they're going to end up with is a Slark who doesn't have the most farm in the world, and they're going to be playing Tinker and a Hitlord both with free farm. I'm just really not liking this decision to go aggro try. But maybe they know better than I.
Z-Freak rolling in, looking to make the move. It's a telekinesis, pull up and back. SVG turns around for the sleep, but eats a wealth of damage and is going to get taken down from Melons. He's going to be happy to claim the first early bit of intel. Rose is going to be going down. It looks like a double kill for Cole. Forecasted the trouble that could be coming his way of NP, and Complexity show it there and now. There's a quick rotation back, and at the same moment, Complexity also get the other kill. It's Monkey's able to get the solo takedown onto MSS, and we don't stop there. Owie. Looks like he's able to get away from that curse, but suddenly Complexity from across the globe here just turn it up, take advantage.
Yeah, this is really brutal. Like, Centaur's probably even getting solo killed, still doing better than the Alchemist. And now Centaur's TPing up there. Slark's going to try and farm top along with Alina. So they make the lane swap, but I think they're making this move far too late. They're already... The Tinker's got such a huge lead from left completely alone without any intervention from the MP supports. Like, he's sitting 214 versus 6 in 0. This is one of the hardest I've seen someone lose a lane.
Turns around though. They might be able to at least grab on the move to try to get something back. MS rotating over. It was a setup with a sleep and a stun. Can they finish their fight though? Moo eats right through the tree. Oh, he stops for a moment to get up. Elusive beam. Is it going to be worth it? It is. They get the takedown of the Bane. MSS will stop though for Swindles and just off his head. Takedown in the bottom lane. MP get their response. It's not the takedown they wanted. Looking to set up for Moo. Complexity making the
under
most of the situation. Gets pounced upon, trying to go in for O's. O's turns the corner a bit, but Monkey's obviously tanky enough to kind of shrug off the problem and walk away.
This does look like a pretty good Tinker game. Like, last pick Tinker against, like, Slark is probably the only hero you really have to worry about. The rest of them are just tanky heroes. Like, Centaur when he gets a blink, maybe, but Tinker's got a pretty good line to having decently early bit of travel. He's going Soaring first because he's gone the March build, and he's probably going to be farming his jungle. You see already he's got the Illusion Rune and he's stacking both camps for himself. He's being very, very, very efficient. He's probably going to have to TP out, but I think Cole are doing very well. Not amazingly well in this early game. Oh, which showcase did you use? Ah. I seem to be having a lot of problems with that lately. Oh. No, we're about to unpause. We've got the G's being dropped in the chat, so. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's about time. Look, the Dire's top tower! It's under attack!
Well, Cancel was very, very efficient, but then he missed both stacks, so it was a nice effort, it was a token effort, and we appreciate it, but it didn't quite work out. Although Z-Freak did immediately follow that with a Ancient's pull onto the wave, so Envy is a little bit poorer than he was, well, relative to where he should be. So
take that.
It's the basic scenario of the support that was in the try, and he wasn't really getting a lot of the stuff from the pulls. Silencer was profiting a lot from these fights. As you see, he's level 4, he's sitting on par with the MP supports who have kind of benefited from moving around a lot, but it's a question of can the slightly more farmed supports of MP make up for the fact that their cores are lagging behind somewhat. I think at this point you probably still want to go for a Hood, because Hood is very invaluable in this game. They do need a hero that they can fight around, because I think the main source of initiation is still going to be stomping after a Centaur ulti. Yeah, eating ran out. Smoke coming around from Melons.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
it was a good move. They set Luna a bit far behind now. His Hamilton has been delayed, so he means he has to stay in lane a little bit longer. And now he's pinging out the lane because Monkeys is spamming out with Firestorm. Oh dear. Well, Moo will farm what's left of the lane.
Boy, Dire's bottom tower is taking a beating. Oh, look, Dire's fortified, I see.
Yeah, he's pretty good at Rubik. I've played with him when he does it. You can kind of rely on him to kill pretty much everybody if he gets left alone. But for the most part, I would just say for like Lena nukes. Those seem to be the most, and because they still lack burst damage outside of the Tinker. So if they're fighting with that Tinker, then they need that burst, and I think it would just be handy. And it's the preferable thing to steal. Apart from like Fiend's Grip, but he's probably going to be fairly careful with that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just the Cole are just waiting. They're happy to farm with the Tinker. They're getting what they can with Luna on bot lane. After that gank, he's a bit far behind. But it's really just the Tinker versus the Alchemist now. So Alchemist is now going to be going for his Radiance. He's starting his quest off. He goes for Treads. Envy's a big fan of just going for Treads because he likes feeling tanky and it accelerates his farm up to that point. And then he quickly buys Boots of Travel afterwards, so it really doesn't make too much difference in terms of timing, but it just makes you a little bit more confident in that period where you don't have the Radiance. So, Cole, another smoke gank coming. No, it's Invis on the Vayne going for Moo. This is the downtime where MPE can't fight. They don't have Shadow Blade, they don't have Alchemist Radiance. Centaur still no help, like no hood, so they haven't exceeded the tier 1s here. They're going to trade and get what they can, but they do not feel comfortable fighting at this point. I think Complexity will take 2 towers in this time.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Boy, Dire's bottom tower is taking a beating. Dire's bottom tower has crumbled to the dust. It's the fate.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now they're facing a little problem where they have the Slark and the Alchemist stuck in their own jungle for the most part. So they're competing with each other for farm, whereas Complexity, for now they're going to be taking every single tower because they're capitalizing on this moment where MP are very, very weak, but they will have access to a far more safe farming areas. Well, plethora of farming abilities. You know? But for now, they're going to cut the wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they have the ability to get pickoffs now, because Cole are at a moment where they've taken the towers, they've got the objectives they wanted for the early game, and now they're like, okay, let's just farm them out now. Because they're going, okay, they've been farming this whole time while we're pushing the towers, and we need to catch up to that. So, at this point, this is the point where you can catch Cole out. So they're going to be sitting with the Slark in the center of this hill. Tinker's going to have to be very, very careful and not TP out, but for the most part, as long as Cole don't get caught here, it should be okay. Oh, sweet, no.
We'll take that.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, him surviving has to be a combination of mistakes from MP and him stealing the right spot at the right time. So, well played by him. MP will be slightly unhappy about that. And Cole are going to take this opportunity to take the tier 2 top. And then it's, well, it's Shrine time. I think now it's going to get harder and harder to fight, because Tinker's got his Blink Dagger now. Envy's about to get his Radiance. He'll have that in 1 or 2 minutes. But, yeah, they just have no map grid at this point. Like, they got the wards all along this river. Once those run out.
Dire's structures are fortified. But the Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh god.
Radiant's middle tower is taken. Rubbing. Dire's top tower is just turn the tower. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top barracks have fallen. Dire's top barracks have fallen. Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
Okay, if they catch Envy here, which they'll find him, but I don't think they can kill him. Oh, we have the blink on deeply, actually. He should be okay. Yeah, it's just, right now, NP do not have enough defense. Like you saw, Rose was trying to run in and use his nukes, but he just dies to Tinker. And then the Acid Spray and the Radiance are their other alternatives to depushing, but it's just not enough. And Cole have got enough tanky heroes, like the Underlord's just sitting there with his mech and Helm of the Dom, and they've got these Helm of the Dom creeps, and this, they've just got enough catch that you can't really go and depush. Like, anyone is liable to get lifted. The Slark dies very, very quickly. They've got like 1,000 damage and nukes. And the only person who can really survive getting caught more than a few seconds is the Sentinel with the Hood or Alchemist with ulti. and now the shrines are going down, and I don't think there's really anything, apart from maybe rush, that Cole will go for while pushing. Do you think anyone has ever cheered for Pitlord and Tinker and Luna pushing high ground that's more than DC are right now? Is Complexity they're showing up for their friends, or not friends, or acquaintances, whatever they may be, but they are going up to the high ground now. Rose stands as guardian of the high ground, but I do not feel that it will be quite enough.
Dire's middle tower is fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks have fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks have fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, this is going to be a great result for schedulers everywhere, and
Dire's bottom barracks have fallen. Dire's bottom barracks have fallen. The Radiant now have mega creeps. Radiant's the top tonight.
yep, and they just had a very, very good laning stage. The Tinker crushed Alk in the 1v1. The Pitlord got a solo kill, which I don't think should have happened, but either way, like, they drafted it quite well. I think MP made a mistake going for the aggro tri-lane.
Reserve time.
NP, it's no doubt going to be Slark going safe lane. Centaur's probably going to be going off lane. I don't know if Lena's going to be going middle, but I'm not really a fan of mid Lena. The last time I saw it, I think it was Alliance, and they had the most farmed Lena in the world, and then he got hit by about 2 heroes for about 5 seconds in a team fight, and then he died, and then he brought back, and then he fought again and then died. Not to say anything about the most mobile things in the world. They're generally quite good for attaching themselves to a 5-man, and then you just kind of throw spells from the back of the cores that are hitting the buildings.
Man. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Tinker!
Oh,
Dire team pick.
Alchemist!
yep. They knew exactly what they wanted, both teams, so main goal of the Tinker, he is going to sit behind the cores. There's going to be a Helm of the Dawn creep somewhere, so he's going to attach himself to the back of that, and he's going to be about the Lena skill. It was just he was playing a Lena, and there's only so much you can do. You can attach lots of items to it, but I think
10 seconds
fundamentally
remaining.
it's like one of those heroes, like not so much. It's like what Weaver used to be. You can get all the farm in the world, but in the end of the day, you're still playing a Weaver. That used to be a thing. But
Reserve
I think
time.
probably going to be support Lena. Oh, Coddle is not limited by farm. Coddle is powerful no matter what. Well, he's annoying no matter what. He might not necessarily be powerful. But Luna picked from Cole, so I think for the most part, this complexity draft is going to be about starting off the lanes pretty strong. Undora gets a fast mech. Luna gets a fast, well, Helm of the Dawn, Dragon Lance, then Manta, and then they just kind of run at buildings, and it's up to NP to try and stop them. Because Silencer, Rubik, these heroes.
Pick.
Silencer.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Rocketing everyone who wants to defend. So, for the most part, Cole are very, very dependent on this laning phase. If it goes poorly, Slark's going to kill everybody, and Alchemist is then going to profit off of the back of that Slark for doing very well. But, if Complexity get their early game going well, then Slark is not the best hero against 5-man, and MP have a lot of heroes to go in. They don't really have any heroes that are content just sitting back. They've got Acid Spray, they've got Lena, and that's the limit of their D-push.
What do you think about the Tinker Alchemist matchup? Because you're asking for complexity to get a lot done in the early game. You know, Rubik, Silencer, these seem like heroes. It's like they're going to help to get a lot done in that lane that they're going to be committed to. So if they want to be winning the majority of the early game, that means Tinker's going to have to come out on top.